I saw 21 films at TIFF this year, and I can safely say that Bong Joon-ho's Parasite is the #1 film that I can't stop thinking about. Everyone was talking about this film at TIFF, and now I'm going to talk to you guys about it. Let's talk about Parasite. Parasite is written and directed by Bong Joon-ho, the man who gave us films Okja and Snowpiercer. His latest film, Parasite, which won the Palme D'or at this year's Cannes Film Festival, as well as came second runner-up at this year's TIFF, is a seething social satire which looks at the Korean class divide through a very focused but darkly comedic lens. The plot of Parasite is centered around two Korean families. The first is the Kims, who live in a bug-infested basement apartment where they have to steal their neighbour's Wi-Fi and they barely get by folding pizza boxes for a living. And then there's the second family who brilliantly juxtapose the Kims, and they are called the Parks. And they are the very embodiment of aspirational wealth. They live in a very spacious, private, architecturally designed home. They're living in absolute comfort and luxury. How these two very different families become entwined is through chance, when the Kim's son Ki-woo, who's played by Choi Woo-shik, lands himself a tutoring job at the Park family home, teaching their daughter English. Awestruck by the Parks' lavish home and generous paycheck, Ki-woo spots an opportunity to share the wealth, as it very much were, with his entire family. One by one, the Kims con their way into the Park's employment by creating much-needed job positions for themselves, such as an art tutor for the Park's youngest son, or a driver for the entire Park family, or a housekeeper to replace the sick old one. They finagle these positions through a chain of recommendation, or as Mrs. Park likes to call it, a belt of trust. But the Kims never reveal to the Parks that any of them are related to each other. The entire first act of this film is deliciously happy-go-lucky. You can't help but revel in the Kims' family plotting and conning. And just when things seem to be going their way for the Kims, something happens. I can't say what it is because it's a big spoiler, but a desperate clamour to try and hold on to everything that they've lied and conned their way into earning ensues. The last 2/3 of this film is an experience. I won't say anything more about the plot, but I will say where Bong Joon-ho takes us is in a very unexpected direction. In fact, he does a handbrake turn, if you will, into a very different type of tone. But he never loses control of his vehicle. You are locked in his grip until the end. Every actor in this is marvellous. Kang-ho, who's a regular collaborator with director Bong, is excellent as the Kim Patriarch. His character arc is probably the most unforeseen and therefore the most interesting. When he's not laughing or scheming with his family, he gets to show great range. He shows a lot of vulnerability, as well as class envy. Park So-dam, who plays the Kim's daughter Ki-young, was hilarious as the aspiring actress who took her art tutoring fake facade way too seriously and saw it as her best role yet. She went so method. I laughed so hard when she said, "I just googled art therapy and made up the rest." And Yeo-jeong as the nice and naive Park family mother was brilliant. She's this sweet but simple, kind of gullible and kind of useless housewife, but it was so much fun watching her get duped. In the end, guys, I would say that Parasite is quite an incomparable film. I mean, it starts off relatively straightforward and light-hearted, but it sucks you down into this twisted, dark rabbit hole of social division and inequality. The transition from this droll comedy to this suspenseful, raucous finale feels very organic, demonstrating Bong Joon-ho's incredible control as a storyteller. So it's time to ask the big three questions. Number one, am I going to watch this again? Absolutely. I'm going to add Parasite to my film collection. Expect to see it on the wall at some point. Question number two, am I going to recommend it for you guys? I know not everybody that watches my channel is a big fan of Korean cinema, but guys, listen to me. This film is so enthralling. I want to talk about it in depth more to convince people to go see it, but to talk about it in depth is to spoil the experience of it, and you really have to watch it to understand why it's such an experience. But I honestly think that Parasite does have a decent shot of being nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards next year, okay? It's that good. So yes, I am going to recommend it. Go watch it, alright? And question number three, what score am I going to give it out of 10? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna give Bong Joon-ho's Parasite a 10 out of 10. There we go, guys. That is my review of Parasite. But remember, as always, this is just one bloke's opinion. I want to hear from you guys. Have you seen Parasite? If you have, what did you guys think of it? My quick question for you guys today is, what is your favorite Korean movie? God knows I need to watch a few more to educate myself, so please give me some recommendations in that comment section down below. If you guys have enjoyed my video and you think I deserve it, please consider hitting that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, don't forget to click subscribe so you don't miss any of my reviews from the Toronto and Venice Film Festivals. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, any social media, you can find all those links down in that video description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.